Omicron Persei is a triple star system in the constellation of Perseus. From parallax measurements, the system appears to be approximately 1,100 light-years from the Sun. Meanwhile, in the TV series Futurama, the fictional planet Omicron Persei 8 is home to reptilian extraterrestrials who often attack Earth. Hi everyone, Vega here. In today's video we visit a system that has sprung to fame in recent decades thanks to a cartoon series. But is there more to the system than meets the eye? So let's get to it. First of all, thanks to Tuath for recommending I take a look at this system. And while I love the show The Simpsons, for some reason I never got into Futurama, so for this video I've had to do a bit of research, but it turns out, and some of you will already know, that the character Lur is the ruler of the planet Omicron Persei 8. Known as Omicronians, the creatures are known for large brownish bodies, and Lur himself wears an iconic red cape and is apparently often seen threatening to blow up Earth unless he gets the endings to his favourite TV shows. Now back in reality for a second, Perseus is fairly easy to find in the northern sky, but only on a clear night. The star Omicron Persei shines with a visual apparent magnitude of 3.84, so it may not be easy to see with light pollution. If we find the winter hexagon and the star of Capella, Perseus is to the right hand side and the star itself lies in the south of the constellation, which interestingly also contains the demon star of Algol and Alpha Persei, or better known as Mirfak, which is a curious F-type supergiant. The Omicron Persei system itself consists of a spectroscopic binary pair designated Omicron Persei A and a third companion, Omicron Persei B, of which not much is known. The main pairing Omicron A's two components are themselves designated Omicron Persei AA, or officially named as Attic, which is a blue B1 giant star, and also Omicron Persei AB, which is a blue B2 main sequence star. They both share a very close in orbit of just 33 solar radii and complete an orbit every 4.4 days. The companion Omicron Persei B is thought to be another B-type main sequence star, and indeed it's quite common to find several B-type stars together in a system, as we see in other places like Acrox, Hadar, and indeed Alpha Virginis, normally known as Spica. A spectroscopic binary means that two stars are so close together that they appear as a single point of light even through powerful telescopes. Astronomers can only detect the presence of the two stars by observing their combined light and noting variations caused by their mutual orbits. We've also spoken before how it's common to have spectroscopic binary pairings with the double letter designations, as the pairings, originally thought to be single stars, are discovered later on, and hence the unwillingness to then rename every star with a new letter in the system over again, and possibly even again later on, with each newfound star in the system. The major star, or Attic, as mentioned, is a B-type giant star of 14 solar masses, 9.6 solar radii, and according to my own calculations, around 22,000 solar luminosities. Its spectroscopic partner, Omicron Persei AB, has 10 solar masses, 8.9 solar radii, and again, according to my own calculations, around 13,800 solar luminosities, as we can see here. What all this means, of course, is that the chances of intelligent life, if indeed we can call Lur and the Omicronians that, are virtually zero. It's a relatively moot point to calculate habitable zones around such powerful stars, but if we were to do so, which is by no means an easy task, and if we were to do it accurately, we would have to consider that the system is a binary system which complicates everything further. So on this occasion we use Universe Sandbox for a less accurate but ballpark figure, giving an inner edge of around 67 astronomical units, pushing out towards an outer edge for a habitable zone of 140 astronomical units, which does seem about right, doesn't it? In the Futurama series, the planet, named Omicron Persei 8, certainly looks like an Earth-like world, so probably would have to be in an orbit around 100 or perhaps 80 astronomical units away from the stars at nearest. The problem, of course, though, is that stars like Omicron Persei generally have strong stellar winds compared to cooler, less massive stars like our Sun. And indeed, these stars are so hot and massive that they send out streams of charged particles from the surface that obliterates any frigid atmospheres, even potentially out at those distances. But not only this, but intense UV radiation generated in such stars can also ionize gas clouds, also affecting the atmospheres of any nearby planets. This is also omitting the fact that the stars themselves only live around 10 to maybe 20 million years in the case of Omicron and Persei AA, or perhaps up to 100 million years in the case of AB. So unless the Omicronians somehow spawned randomly on the world, it seems impossible that complex life could form in such a short time. If you add into the fact that Omicron Persei lies around 1,100 light years from our system, and that so far in exoplanet searches, no detected planets have been found, I think it's safe to say that the race of Omicronians from Futurama, for now at least, remain in the world of fiction rather than fact. The system has also recently been made famous in other popular culture. For example, in the film Alien Covenant, the original destination for the ship in the movie was Omicron Persei, and the system also appears in the game Stellaris. Finally, another problem facing Lur and his Omicronian people on Omicron Persei 8 is that each star in theory has the potential to go supernova, and all three likely within 100 million years. This means that their time on their supposed homeworld could be limited. That said, perhaps their superior technology could of course help, and given that they apparently have already mastered interstellar travel, the impending doom of Omicron Persei 8 doesn't seem quite so bad as it could have been otherwise. Of course, the stars are so volatile that the explosion could come sooner though, so maybe I'll leave you with the thought of a future Futurama episode, with Lur making a dramatic plea to the Earth for assistance, and indeed possibly even demanding reruns of their favourite 20th century TV shows as a coping mechanism for their stressed out populace and indeed impending doom. In today's final graphic, we imagine what the planet Omicron Persei 8 might look like, with the glorious B-type stars in the distance, baking the planet many times over, and again, a scene that perhaps Lur and his friends might wake up to on a fine, if a little toasty summer's morning. Omicron Persei is a multiple B-type star system in the Perseus constellation, made famous by the television series Futurama. It consists of a close-in spectroscopic binary, with a third B-type star that's parameters are less known. Despite having large and wide areas of potential habitability, stars like Omicron Persei don't live very long, and can end their lives in violent supernovae, which doesn't paint a great picture for the possibility of intelligent life, or indeed any life at all. It's probably a good thing for the Omicronians in Futurama, that their home, for now, remains fictional rather than fact. Thanks for watching, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you'd like to support the channel further, you could consider joining the channel, or alternatively buy me coffee, and I've linked this in the description. Thanks to those of you who have already done so. Take really good care of yourselves, look after your friends and family well, and I'll see you on the next one.